All right, let's talk about the gym business success code. We're going to pull back the curtain on how some gyms seem to just explode overnight. Today, we're diving into a white paper from jthomas, and the goal here is simple, to give you a real, actionable playbook you can actually use. So a huge welcome to all you gym owners, operators, managers, salespeople, entrepreneurs, and personal trainers listening in. This is for you. We're about to break down the exact formula that separates the gyms that take off like a rocket from, well, everyone else. And hey, before we jump in, a quick note for those of you thinking about opening a new gym, buying an existing one, or maybe you just need some working capital to grow. We can actually help with funding options up to $500K. The best part? It's unsecured with no restrictions on how you use it. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You can check us out over at fmconsulting.net. Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. Have you ever looked at another gym and just thought, how? You know, the one that opens its doors and is an instant hit, packed from day one. Meanwhile, other folks grind away for years just trying to get some traction. It's frustrating, right? So what's the secret sauce? What are they doing differently? Well, today we're going to tackle that question head on. First, we're going to bust this whole overnight success myth. Then, we'll dive deep into the 3 pillars that actually drive that kind of growth. We're talking financing, quality, and laser focus. And stick around, because at the end, we'll tie it all together and talk about your next steps. All right, first things first, let's talk about the overnight success myth. You know, that idea that some people just get lucky. It's so important to get this straight right from the start. It is almost never an accident. It's not just a roll of the dice. The truth is, when you actually look at the analysis from jthomas, that kind of rapid success almost always boils down to a powerful combination of 3 very specific, very intentional factors. Think of it like a formula, not, magic. So let's get into pillar number 1, adequate financing. Look, in the gym business, you can think of capital as rocket fuel. It's the thing that gives a new business that immediate, powerful liftoff right from day one. And having that proper funding isn't just some abstract concept. It has real, tangible benefits. It means you can afford that prime real estate location. It means you can invest in top-of-the-line equipment, not the hand-me-downs. You can build out those attractive amenities and, crucially, launch a powerful marketing campaign from the get-go. Basically, you get to open your doors with a polished, professional experience that builds trust instantly. But, and this is a big but, here's the crucial trade-off you have to understand. When you take on outside capital, it's not free money. Yeah, you get speed, you get immediate impact, which is awesome. But the flip side is that investors, they're going to want to say. They'll have opinions on your decisions, on your strategy. You're essentially trading a piece of your autonomy for that acceleration. And this leads you to a really key strategic decision. As jthomas says, you've got to weigh speed versus autonomy. Getting that head start is incredibly valuable, for sure. But protecting your long-term ownership, your vision for the business, that is absolutely critical. Okay, that brings us right to pillar number 2, exceptional quality. And this is so important because, think about it, what good is rapid growth if the whole thing just collapses under its own weight? Quality is the foundation that makes sure your growth is actually sustainable. So how do the successful gyms pull this off? It really comes down to discipline. They get really good at saying no to things, those opportunities that might compromise the member experience. They invest heavily in training their staff and building a great culture. They build systems for everything, from how the floors are cleaned to how a new member is greeted. And this one is huge. They focus just as much on retention, keeping the members they have, as they do on acquisition. It really all boils down to this powerful idea from Jim. Protect your reputation like your life depends on it, because in business, it does. I mean, think about that. Marketing can get people in the door, absolutely, but it's that amazing, high-quality experience that actually makes them stay. And delivering that, day in and day out, requires the discipline to say no to anything that gets in the way. And that leads us perfectly into our 3rd and final pillar, laser focus. This might be one of the biggest traps for any entrepreneur, especially in fitness. It's that temptation to get distracted, to chase every new idea, and try to do way too many things at once before you've even perfected your core business. The gyms that really nail this, they have a crystal clear understanding of who they are, and just as importantly, who they are not. They're not chasing every shiny new fitness trend that pops up on social media. They're not trying to be all things to all people. And they have the discipline to resist diluting their brand and their resources with a dozen different side hustles before they've completely mastered their main thing. And you know what? This is exactly where that illusion of overnight success comes from. It's not magic. It's the direct result of having extreme clarity and then executing on it consistently every single day. It's about becoming undeniably exceptionally good at solving one specific problem for your members. Okay, so we've got our three pillars: financing, quality, and focus. Now let's put it all together and see how they create this powerful formula for success. Think of it like building a high-performance engine. Financing, that's your fuel. It gives you the power to move fast. Exceptional quality, that's your chassis and suspension. It ensures the whole thing doesn't fall apart at high speed. And laser focus? Well, that's the steering wheel, keeping you pointed in the right direction and away from the ditches. When you get all three of those things working in harmony, the result is just incredible, unstoppable momentum. So, look, knowing the formula is great, but it's just the first step. Applying it is where the rubber meets the road. So let's talk about how you can turn these insights into real action in your own gym. So I want you to ask yourself a few things. Honestly, are you really ready to build the systems you need for consistent, top-notch quality? Are you seriously looking to secure the right kind of financing to fuel your expansion? And are you prepared to do the hard work of developing a truly laser-focused strategy? If you're nodding your head and saying yes, well, then it's definitely time to take that next step. Listen, there's no reason to wait years to see results when you can start accelerating your path like today. If you want some expert guidance on this, I highly recommend you contact Jim Thomas directly. His number is 214-629-7223, or you can shoot him an email at jimthomas@fmconsulting.net. And hey, while you're at it, be sure to check out our incredible sponsor, Gym Business Manager. If you're looking for the best gym software out there, you've got to see what they offer at gymbusinessmanager.com.